Hello and welcome to a lesson on how to find compound interest. To find the compound interest of a situation, we'll always use the same formula. Don't worry, I promise it's not as complicated as it seems. Each letter stands for something pretty straightforward. A stands for the amount of money we have after our initial amount is grown over time. It's how much money we'll have after our interest is added to our original amount. P stands for principal, or the original amount of money that we'll put in hoping to grow through interest. R stands for the interest rate that our money is growing at. It's very important that we always represent that interest rate as a decimal. T stands for the time we're leaving our original money alone for to allow it to grow. It's very important that this number always be represented as time in years. N stands for the number of times interest is compounded per year. For example, some interest compounds once a year, some interest does twice a year, some does 4 times a year. Every situation is different. Now let's dive into an example. Maria invests $2,500 in a savings account with a compound annual interest rate of 5%. What will be the value of her investment after 8 years? We'll put that same formula up on the screen, and we'll also include our explanation cheat sheet as well, because that will help us. Alright, so let's try and fill in some information. We know that we're being asked to find the amount of money that Maria will have after 8 years. So that's A, the amount of money she'll have after interest. Well, we don't know that yet, and we can't fill it in. However, when we read our question, we can see that the initial amount of money Maria is investing is $2,500. So that will be our principal amount. Pretty straightforward. Now, let's read the question to find out what our interest rate will be. We see that it's been identified as 5%. So we'll just jot down that 5% as our R, but we have to be extra careful to write down that 5% as a decimal. When we convert 5% to a decimal, we get 0.05. Perfect. That'll be our R value. Now, let's scan the question for time. It seems like the amount of time this investment will be gathering interest for is 8 years. Let's go ahead and write that down, and let's confirm that the time is in years, which it is. Perfect. Now, let's fill in the final piece of information. How many times does the interest compound per year? The question says the interest is compounded annually, so that's once per year. Perfect. Now we can start replacing the values of our formula on the left with the numbers we just got out of the word problem. P is 2,500, R is 0.05, T is 8, and I'm going to make sure to put parentheses around it to remind us that it's a separate number from the n next to it. Now, both of my n values will be replacing with 1. Now that we have our numbers plugged in, we can start solving. When solving, we'll make sure to follow the good old-fashioned order of operations. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication/division, addition/subtraction. Following that order, let's focus inside the parentheses first. Division takes precedence over addition, so let's do 0.05 divided by 1, which will be 0.05. Great. We're not done with the parentheses yet, though. Let's do 1 plus 0.05, which gives us 1.05. Next up come the exponents. The 1 and the 8 are plugged in next to each other, with only parentheses keeping them apart. So that means we'll have to multiply them together. 1 times 8 is 8. Okay, now comes the fun bit. We're not done with that exponent. We're going to take 1.05 and, using our calculators of course, raise it to the 8th power. When we do this in our calculator, we're going to get a long number. But let's just write down the first few digits of it here to not get us very confused. Next, we'll take that long number we got and multiply it times 2,500 to get 3,693.6386094. Now, we're nearly done, but not quite. Money doesn't usually have that many numbers after the decimal point, does it? At most, we can have 2 numbers after the decimal point, but not more. So we'll round our answer to 2 decimal places. The 8 following the 3 makes the 3 round up to a 4, which means that the final amount of money earned after interest is $3,693.64. That's our answer. Now you understand compound interest. I hope this video helped you. If you found it useful, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want to see what a more complex example would look like, click on the compound interest and advanced example video on your screen.